बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। कस्तूरीतिलकं ललाटपटले वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभम् नासाग्रे वरमौक्तिकं करतले वेणुः करे कङ्कणम् सर्वाङ्गे हरिचन्दनं सुललितम् कण्ठे च मुक्तावली गोपस्त्री परिवेष्टितो विजयते गोपालचूडामणि। नमः कमलनाभाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षणे। यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तद्ध्वं देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। आदरणीय पूजनीय पंडितगण, प्रिय सज्जनों, प्रिय भक्त समुदाय, महानुभाव, most worshipable Pandits, devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Souls. First, let me say Radhe Radhe to each and everyone, and my pranam, my humblest prostrations to all of you. Before tonight's katha, as we always do, let us join in Bhagavad Sumiran. Sumiran means to remember, to meditate. Let us try to focus our mind on Bhagwan Shri Krishna, on Shiv Bhagwan, seeking their blessings, their guidance and protection, to bless us with the knowledge to be able to read this most divine scripture, Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. And for us, when we listen, for us to imbibe in the true meaning of what is being said, we seek the blessing of the Supreme Lord. रिद्धि सिद्धि दाता सिद्धि सदन वारन वदना सुमिरो बारंबार मदन कदन के लाल गणपति कृपा निधान ज्ञान खानी आनंद भवन देहु मोहि वरदान वरनो भाषा भागवत जय शिव आनंद कंद भूतनाथ भव भय हरण भक्ति विषय निर्बंध गौर वरण मंगल करण हे ब्रज चंद मुकुंद ब्रजभूषण दूषण हरण काटहु भव भय फंद चरण शरण ली आन कर जय 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 जगदीश सेवत शेष महेश अज महिमा अमित अभेद वेद भेद जानत ने देहु मोहि वरदान राधा वर यह वर सदा प्रेम भरी मुस्कान नित चित में खटकात रहे मोहि चाहिए कछु नाही और वस्तु प्रभु जात की बसी रहे मन माही यह बाकी झाकी सदा लिए लकुटिया गायन के पीछे पीरत ग्वाल बाल लिए साथ मोर मुकुट शिर पर धरे कर मुरली उर्मा शीश मुकुट कटि पीत पट या छविसो नंदला बसहु हृदय मम निशि दिवस गुरुपद रच धर शीश कहु भागवत की कथा जो शुकदेव मुनीश कवि सो परीक्षित अति भय निगम कल्पतरो गलितं फलम् सुख मुखादमृतद्रव संयुतम् पिबत भागवतं रसमालयम् मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुका। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। श्रीमद सद्गुरु महाराज की जय। श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय। A very special thanks also to the Bamboo Grove Settlement number 1 Mandir for hosting tonight our 21 days Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran Yatra. The Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran to glorify and tell the greatness impossible. It says in the prayer, Nigama kalpataru galitam phalam. There's a tree, a wish yielding tree. The tree is the Vedas, the Upanishads. The tree has yielded a fruit, phal. That fruit has no skin, no seed. Ras hi ras, rasam alayam. Alayam means house, ras. In other words, only bliss, 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 divine nectar, divine nectar. A bird, shuk, shukha mukhad mitad. When there is a fruit on the tree, the birds know which is the sweetest one. They have an instinct to know which is they will peck the sweetest fruit. This fruit has been tasted by the bird Shukadev. Shukadev is also called Brahm, descension of the Supreme Lord. Shukadev also is the pet parrot. In one descension of Radharani, Radha and Krishna, he was the pet parrot of Radharani. We are drinking that divine bliss, divine nectar, beyond all sweetness, all nectars. This is Bhagavad, Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. Second thing, the highest authority, highest spiritual authority are the Vedas. There are 4 Ved, Rig Ved, Yajur Ved, Sam Ved, Atharva Ved. The Vedas are called Apaurusheya. Apaurusheya means they were not written by any man. They were not delivered by some messenger of God, prophet or angel, as were the scriptures of other religion. By Vedas, no book is meant. That the eternal treasury of divine laws revealed by the Supreme Lord Himself. Niyaswasitamasya Vedaha Jaki Sahaj Shwasa Shruti Chari. The Supreme Lord took a breath and the Vedas appear. They are the very breath of the Lord. They are divine like Bhagavan Himself. They are eternal, beginningless. So no one can understand Ved being divine. Vedoyam Parokshabadam. The Vedas are told to be Parokshabad. Meaning, there's a deeper hidden meaning. On top it says something and what it means is something totally different. Many people have taken dictionary, etc. and tried to translate Ved. They have made a thorough mess. Every word of the Vedas, there are thousands of meaning. The Vedas itself says, Acharyavan Purusho Hi Ved. It gives a condition. It says, hey, human beings, do not try to read me directly. You will never understand. So, go to the Acharya, the saint, one who has attained the Supreme Lord, who has attained divine knowledge, who has attained God realization. Let him tell you what is in Ved. So Veda Vyas, out of his causeless mercy, Veda Vyas is also descension of Sri Krishna. He is Avesha Avatar. Little more than 5,000 years ago, Veda Vyas put Vedas in book form. Vedas have always existed. He divided the Veda. There was only one Veda originally. He divided it into 4. That's how we got the name Veda Vyas. He had written 17 Puranas, the great epic Mahabharata, etc. But no peace. Shanti nahi. Naraji came to him and said, Veda Vyas, I understand what your problem is. You are yet to write a book that describes only the Supreme Lord of Sri Krishna and His infinite glory. You have written so many scriptures, 17 Puranas, put the Vedas in book form, that great epic Mahabharata, the 6 Darshan Shastra, Vedanta Sutra. But you have not yet written a book that only speaks about the divine greatness, the glories of that Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and His divine pastimes. Also, you have not described the thing which is dearest to Sri Krishna, the thing which is called bhakti, divine bliss, divine love. So first, Vedavyas, you go and do bhakti. Vedavyas went, being a descension of Bhagwan, he still had to do bhakti. Vedavyas did bhakti. First, he had darshan of the Supreme Lord. He was blessed with the vision of Sri Krishna, and then he saw Maya. Maya has a form also. And then, through the blessing of Sri Krishna, Vedavyas wrote Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. This is the last scripture he wrote. This Bhagavad Mahapuran is the translation of Vedas. Knowing that human beings cannot understand Ved, he wrote Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. This is why Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran is called Pancham Ved, the 5th Ved, because it is a translation of Vedas. There's no greater blessing than listening to Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran. Of course, most people don't understand, so we think it is some play. Long ago, Bhagavad was done for 7 days, 3 times a day. Of course, people have become too busy. They don't have time to even eat food. Running all the time. Come to Mandir, I don't have time. Pray to God, I don't have time. We have time to go cinema, to go on WhatsApp, to go on Facebook, social media. When it comes to God, we have no time. Too busy. Caught up in this material world. Life is very fleeting. Very, very fleeting. The first 7 nights I did a beautiful katha from Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, 11 canto, 2nd chapter till the 6th chapter. Beautiful katha. Naraji was relating this katha to Vasudeva, the father of Sri Krishna. The katha of discussion between Videha Nimi. Videha means Paramhans. Janak, the father of Mother Sita, was also called Videha. So Videha Nimi was having this discussion with the 9 Yogeshwars. God among yogis, the sons of Rishabh Bhagavan, Rishabdev. Many very important questions Videha Nimi asked, and these 9 Yogeshwar, each one, he asked 9 questions, and each one took turns in giving the answer. The first thing Videha Nimi said, Durlabho manusho deho dehinam kshanabhangurah tatrapi durlabham manye vaikuntha priya darshanam. Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran, 11 canto, 2nd chapter, 29 verse. After worshipping the 9 Yogeshwars, giving them the best of seat and worshipping them in the highest way, Videha Nimi addressed them and said, first of all, this human body is the rarest and most difficult birth to attain. There are 8.4 million forms of life, and the human birth is told to be the rarest and most difficult. Even Devatas, celestial gods, Indra, the king of heaven, the god of rain, Agni, the god of fire, Vayu, the god of wind. These are called Devatas, demigods. People pray to Devatas. Indraya Namaha Swaha, Agnaye Namaha Swaha, Vayave Namaha Swaha. But these same Devatas are praying to Shri Krishna for what? Durlabham Manusham Janma Prarthyate Tirashairapi, Narad Purana. The Devatas are praying to Shri Krishna for birth in the human form. They are saying, hey Shri Krishna, we are begging you, please give us birth in the rarest and most difficult birth, the human birth. We don't want heaven, there's nothing there. Bare bhagya manushatan pava sur durlabh sadagantha nigava. Bhagwan Shri Ram himself says to the residents of Ayodhya, it is the greatest fortune for the soul to acquire birth in the human form. Sura Durlabh. Sura means Devatas. They can't get it. So difficult. We have it and we waste it. Just running after the senses, sensual enjoyments. We have no time with God. We don't understand the value of what we have. Or else, we won't waste one moment. Because as Videhanimi is saying, the human birth is extremely rare, but kshanabhangur, durlabho manusho deho, dehinam kshanabhanguraha. Kshanabhangur means at which moment we can lose it, nobody knows. This life is very transient. There's no guarantee, bhaiya, that we'll even see tomorrow. Yet we keep procrastinating and putting off, especially when it comes to worshiping Bhagwan. We have guarantee, I will live. No one can guarantee. It is transient, non-lasting. Understand the value. When we know the value of something, then we will do the right thing. If we don't understand, then we will just procrastinate and we'll keep thinking, I will do. One day, the day never comes. We have always said that. Let's do a bhajan. This beautiful bhajan written by Jagat Gurutam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu. In the booklets you have, please turn to page 27. 27. Matwari pyari chal, mero Yashoda kulal. Yashoda's Lal, the little child of Shri Krishna, of Yashoda Maiya, Shri Krishna. His mother, when he descended, chose Yashoda to be his mother, Ananda Baba. His walk is so beautiful. He walks like an intoxicated person and is extremely beautiful. Jaake lochana rasal, mero Yashoda kulal. His eyes, lochan means eyes. It is filled with divine bliss, divine nectar. Jaake neele gal, his cheeks are bluish in complexion. Jaake hot lal, hot means lips. His lips are red like the bimbo fruit. Jaake ghunghar wale bal. His hair are very thick and very curly, etc. Bole Yashoda Nandan ki jai. Matwari pyari chal mero Yashoda kulal.
Matwari pyari chal mero Yashoda kulal.
Jaake lochan rasal mero Yashoda kulal.
Jaake lochan rasal mero Yashoda kulal.
ओ जाके नीले नीले गाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल, जाके नीले नीले
गाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल,
ओ जाके होठ लाल लाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल, जाके
के होठ लाल लाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल,
ओ जाके घूंघर वाले बाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल, जाके
घूंघर वाले बाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल,
ओ मेरो प्यारो नंद लाल मेरो,
मेरो प्यारो नंद लाल,
ओ मेरो मदन गोपाल मेरो,
मेरो मदन गोपाल,
ओ मतवारी 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 प्यारी चाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल,
मतवारी प्यारी चाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल,
एकदा गृहदासीषु यशोदानंद गोहिनी कर्मांतर नियुक्तासु निर्ममंथ स्वयं दधी, यानि यानि ह गीतानि तद्बाल तदितानि च, दधि निर्मंथने काले स्मरन्ति तान्यगायत, मतवाली ओ मतवारी मतवारी प्यारी चाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल, बोलिए जय श्री राधे।
यशोदा को लाल,
जाके टेढ़ी मेढ़ी चाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल, जाके
तेरी मेरी चाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल,
पति सुत पितु लाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल,
पति सुत पितु लाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल,
ओ मेरो प्यारो नंद लाल मेरो,
मेरो प्यारो नंद लाल,
ओ मेरो मदन गोपाल मेरो,
मेरो मदन गोपाल,
ओ मतवारी
राधे
मतवारी ओ मतवारी प्यारी चाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल,
मतवारी प्यारी चाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल,
तान स्तन्य काम आसाद्य मथनन्ती जननी हरिः, गृहीत्वा दधि मंथानं न्यंशेधत प्रियति महान्, मतवारी ओ मतवारी मतवारी प्यारी चाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल,
मतवारी प्यारी चाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल,
वो तो कारण बिनु ही कृपाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल, वो तो
कारण बिनु ही कृपाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल,
ओ मेरो प्यारो नंद लाल मेरो,
प्यारो नंद लाल,
ओ मेरो मदन गोपाल मेरो,
मेरो
यशोदा को लाल
मतवारी प्यारी चाल मेरो यशोदा को लाल।
बोल नंदलाल भगवान की। एक दिन कोई त्योहार थे ऐसे कुछ, तो नंद रानी यशोदा मैया ने सब दासियों को छुट्टी दी। आज और कोई घर में नहीं थे, बस यशोदा मैया। तो यशोदा मैया ने सोचा आज मैं ही मथने को मथूंगी और लाला के लिए मक्खन निकालूंगी खुद। One day, Yashoda Maiya, it was some special holiday or something, special Tyohar festival. Yashoda Maiya decided to give holiday to all their servants, thousands of servants, huge palace. Nand and Yashoda, Nanda Baba was a chieftain of Vrindavan. And he had 9 lakh gai, 9 lakh cows, 900,000 cows. So, for all that milk and all that dahi, yogurt, fresh butter, etc., you need lots of people to clean the palace, etc., to take care of the cows. Today, everybody is given holiday. So, Yashoda Maiya taught, today I myself am going to take the matki, the churner, and I'm going to churn the dahi and make makhan butter with my own hands for Lala. Maiya never called, no one in Vrindavan ever called Shri Krishna, Krishna. Maiya called him Lala, Kanwa. All the gopis, the cowherd boys, Kanhaiya, Kanwa, etc. These are not names you'll find in the scriptures. Because of his closeness with them. The closeness and the bond and how much love they had for each other. Even in the world, good names are given by parents to children. Satyanand, Vivekanand, good names. Yet, the parent in the love, Papu, Papa, like this, they give pet names. In the same way, Maiya, she called Lala. Lala is not any name you will find anywhere in any scripture. But she called him Lala. And she's thinking, I'm going to make makhan. और मटकी मटने लगे तो मैया को याद किया, कन्हैया छोटे से नवजात शिशु के स्थान से, स्थिति से पूरा याद करते हुए मैया उनकी हर लीला बहुत प्यार से और उसके गुणगान कर रहे थे। वो गाना बना के मैया अपने आप अपने कंपोजिशन गाने लगी। And while she was sitting and churning the churner stick in the huge earthen pot, she's churning the dahi, she remembers all the wonderful pastimes of the baby, her wonderful baby, Lala, her Lala. So much love Maya is feeling in her heart Maya does not know this is Bhagavan. All she knows is my son, I love him more than my life. If Yashoda Maya knew this was Bhagavan, you think she would threaten to beat him with a stick, tie him to the mortar, scold him? No, she would put him on a throne and hold her do arti. Bhagavan Shri Krishna, when he descended, first he made everyone forget. Shri Krishna has a special power called Yog Maya. Not Maya, Yog plus Maya. That power that makes the impossible possible. Kartum akartum manyatha kartum samartha. So through that power of Yog Maya, he made everyone forget themselves, who he was, everything. And then he made himself forget also. Apne aap ko bhula diya. Because he didn't want to think I am Bhagavan. He wanted to enjoy. That's why he descended with his most special devotees. Most of the people who were there with him in Vrindavan, they had descended from Golok. The cowherd boys, the gopis, etc. Radharani. They all came. Yashoda, Nanda Baba, Devaki, Vasudev, all descended from Golok. So he wanted to enjoy. So Maya, she's remembering all of this. Achanak, वहां कन्हैया आए, ठाकुर जी आए. ठाकुर जी को बहुत भूख लग रही थी उस समय. देखो भगवान को भूख नहीं लगती, ना भूख ना प्यास. लेकिन जब अवतार लिया, इस तरह से जो लीला करेंगे तो हम लोग की तरह वैसे ही करेंगे. भूख को भी पैदा किया, भूख लगने लगे. Suddenly, little Kanhaiya came there, Thakurji. And he is very hungry for milk, doodh. He wants Maya to take him in her lap and suckle him from her breast. Look, Bhagavan does not have hunger nor thirst. He is beyond all of that. But when he descends in this world, that no one should know that he is Bhagavan, he performs every action just like us. He comes in the world, he eats like us, he sleeps like us, he gets married, he has children, everything just like us. Goes to toilet, go to sleep, everything. Tulsidas Ji Maharaj says in the Ramayana, very beautiful. There are many reasons for God's descension in this material world. Tulsidas Ji gives one of the best reasons for his descension. Doha. भक्त हेतु भगवान प्रभु राम धर्यो तनु भूप. ओ रामा राम धर्यो तनु भूप. किए चरित पावन परम प्राकृत नर अनुरूप. ओ रामा प्राकृत नर अनुरूप. सियावर रामचंद्र कर जय शरणम. शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम. जय जय सिया राम. जय जय सिया राम. भक्त हेतु भगवान प्रभु. For the sake of those who love him beyond everything. Bhakt. For their case, for the sake of them, the Supreme Lord takes a form. Ram dharu tanubhu. Kiye charit pavan param. Every action he performs is supremely sacred, supremely purifying. But prakrit nar anurup. He behaves just like an ordinary worldly man. Worse sometimes. That's why when God descends in the world, nobody benefits. Because we take our material mind and intellect and we doubt, we judge. We think them to be material just like ourselves. Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita, Avajananti mamudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Chapter 9, verse 11, Gita. Unaware, bounded by the three modes of Maya, Tribhir gunamaye bhavai rebhi sarvamidam jagat mohitam nabhijanati mamebhya paramavyayam. Chapter 7, verse 13, Gita. Under the control of the three modes of Maya, Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna, the entire world, deluded by the three modes of Maya, cannot know God who is beyond Maya. Shri Krishna is saying they cannot know Him. Here also in chapter 9, verse 11, ignorant human beings, we people, under the control of Maya, when we see God or a saint, not understanding them to be divine and not seeing their divinity, mistake them to be an ordinary human being with all the faults and defects just like us. We judge, we curse, we criticize. And instead of benefiting, we get harm. We commit naam aparadh, unpardonable sin. First be deserving, then desire. Don't desire to see Bhagwan until you're deserving. Because little faith you have right now, you will lose that too. जाकी रही भावना जैसी प्रभु मूर्ति देखी तिन तैसी. How we are on the inside, when we meet God and the saint, we see them exactly the same way. It gets reflected like a mirror. So imagine if we are such materialistic people on the inside, under Maya, what we're going to think. No one benefits in the Ramayana. Tulsidas ji goes to the extent of saying, Ek nari tar. That when the Lord descended in the age of Treta Yuga as Sri Ram, He stayed in this world 11,000 years. And that in that 11,000 years, only one person benefited. Ek nari, one lady. Who? Ahilya. Otherwise, those who recognized and benefited, they were saints and sages. They were God realized. Worldly people, we judge, we apply this 2-cent intellect we have and try to understand. We have commentary. We discuss among ourselves, but we don't know anything, but we pretend, we think we know everything. We try to discuss that which is beyond material sense, mind and intellect. Divine. All the scriptures, whether it's Ramayana, Gita, Bhagavad, Puran, they're all divine, bhaiya. And to understand any scripture, you have to be divine. Tulsidas ji tells us, भगवत रसिक रसिक की बातें रसिक बिना तो समझ सके ना. जय राम श्री राम भगवद रसिक रसिक की बातें, रसिक बिना को समझ सके ना, खग जाने खग ही कै भाखा. Tulsidas Ji Maharaj, the great saint, he says, just as a bird alone can understand the language of another bird, so too only a God-realized soul, a saint, can understand what is written by another saint. To understand Gita, you have to become Arjun, Veda Vyas. To understand Ramayana, you have to become Tulsidas. How many are there? Everybody say they understand. Really? You God-realized? You understand according to your intellect, that's all. It doesn't mean you know what is in the Ramayana, what is in Gita, what is in Bhagavad. If 10 people read one chaupai, they will give 10 different interpretation. Everybody is going to give an interpretation according to his intellect, his development spiritually. So, Kanhaiya is now very hungry, and he goes and he nudges Maiya. Do. In his child language, baby language, Tutla Bhasha. Maiya understands, so she puts the mataki down, the churning stick in the pot, and she takes the Kanhaiya in her lap and starts to feed him. And Thakurji is kicking his feet and he's so happy. Suddenly, Maiya hears a sound. Shh. Maiya had put milk. दूध रख दिया, अग्नि के ऊपर उबाल रही थी और भूल गई. Maiya had put milk to boil over the fire and she forgot. And when you let milk boil, after a while what happens? It overflows. She heard a sound and she realized, oh Bhagavan, the milk is overflowing. So she takes Kanhaiya. अभी संतुष्ट नहीं हुआ, अब बहुत खुश थे. Kanhaiya, who was so happy drinking milk, and he was not satisfied, she took him away and put him to sit in the ground, and she ran to take the milk, the pot down from the fire. अब कन्हैया को गुस्सा आ गई, ओठ को चबाने लगे गुस्से में, और जो मटकी, जो घड़ा मैया वो मत रही थी, उसी को तोड़ दिए. पहले एक पत्थर को लेकर तोड़ दिया और फिर गए वहां जहां सारे मक्खन इत्यादि रखते थे. एक कमरे थे. So now Kanhaiya is very angry. He was enjoying so much and he didn't feel satisfied, and Maiya just dropped him on the ground and ran. All of this is Leela. Bhagwan doesn't get angry. This is sab Leela hai. Keep that in mind. He's biting his lip in anger. First he breaks the pot Maiya was churning. First pot he breaks. All the butter, everything is scattered everywhere. Then he goes in the room where Maiya has kept normally all the makhan, 900,000 cows, so much, and the kind of cow, not in Kal Yug, this Dwapar Yug. So much fresh butter, dahi is stored. So he is eating, खाने लगे, जो नहीं खा सकते बंदरों को भी खिलाने लगे और सारे गंदगी बनाए गुस्से में. So he's eating, he's throwing butter all over the place. What he can't eat, he's feeding the monkeys. There are monkeys in the window. He's feeding lots of monkeys in Vrindavan. अब मैया दूध उठा के रख दी और आए कि लाला क्या कर रहे. Maiya has taken on the pot with the milk from the fire, put it down, and now she came back. That she put Kanhaiya to sit. Let me just finish feeding him now. When she came, what she saw, the pot is broken and there's butter everywhere. dahi everywhere. And she's thinking, kaha gaye? Then she sees his footprint. He's gone to that room, the special room. तो मैया धीरे धीरे वहां गई. She went very slowly, chupke, and she's secretly, and she's looking. ये क्या कर रहे? What is he doing? See the amount of mess he has made. He's spilled butter everywhere. And he's feeding the monkey. He's all butter all over him. First मैया हंसने लगी. First she has a good laugh. फिर मैया ने सोचा, अब देखो मैं नहीं जानते कि ये भगवान है, ये हमारा लाला है, बच्चा है. अगर इसको दंड नहीं देते हैं, अभी इतना नटखट है, तो बड़े होके फिर क्या करेंगे? तो दंड देना पड़ेगा. मैया इसके कार्य को देख के बहुत खुश, बहुत आनंद मिल रही थी. लेकिन मैया ने ये भी सोचा कि दंड देना पड़ेगा. हर माँ बाप ऐसे सोचते हैं जो गलत काम करेंगे. So Maya first, she's getting so much happiness by his naughty acts. She's really happy. She's getting so much happiness that he's doing all his thing, feeding the monkey, breaking the pots. But then she thinks to herself, he's my son, I have to give discipline to him. If I allow him to do all these things, then now he's so naughty, when he gets big, what will he do? All parents, if a child is doing naughty acts, wrong acts, this is a duty of a parent to punish, to discipline. Some parents don't like to, and when the child gets bigger and does really big wrong things, then, oh, I don't know why this happened. You spoiled the child. It's your fault. Spare the stick and spoil the child. Don't beat them like an animal, but give some punishment. Scold them, take away things that is dear to them. थोड़ा सा झापर लगाइए. I'm not saying beat. There are many ways we can punish and discipline. But you have to. That's your duty as a parent. You know what is right. The child doesn't know what is right and what is wrong. So Maya, she wants her Lala to be good when he grows up, to make her proud. So Maya decides, I'm going to give punishment, discipline. So she takes a little stick. Chota sa lakri. She takes a little stick. Not a big long stick, a little stick. And Maya was pretty aged also when she had Kanhaiya. Advanced age. And she tries to catch him now. She runs to take hold of him, to give him a few of this stick. But that Kanhaiya, जो भगवान योगियों को नहीं पकड़ सकते, अब ये बुढ़िया कैसे पकड़ लेंगे? That supreme Lord whom yogis, rishis and munis are trying to catch in their meditation, they cannot catch hold of him. The closer you try to get, the further away he goes. बहुत दूर है. How could Maya catch hold of him? Maya दौड़ रही थी. She's running to try to catch hold of him. और वो भागने लगे. What happens? Let's do a bhajan. In the same books you have, please turn to page 19. Beautiful bhajan, page 19, written by Jagat Gurutam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu. लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है. There are uncountable gatherings all over the world. Gatherings. But no gathering can compare to the gathering of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. His gathering of saints and sages, divine entities. His gathering is such. तो स्वर्ग सम्राट हो या चाकर, तेरे दर पे है दर्जा बराबर. Whether the person is the king of heaven, Indra, or he's a beggar, chakar, they're all given the same treatment. They all treated equally when it comes to Bhagwan's darbar, his abode, his court. तेरी हस्ती को हो जिसने जाना, कोई आलम में आकिल नहीं है. There's no one in the whole of existence with enough intelligence to understand and know his greatness, to know who Bhagwan is. दर बदर खा के ठोकर जो थक कर आ गए घर कोई तेरे दर पर. When we have realized that we cannot find any happiness or in any person or object in the world, our stomach has become filled. We are tired of this world. And that the happiness I'm looking for, I'll find only in Shri Krishna, in Bhagwan. Then we'll turn. Then we'll turn towards Bhagwan. Uncountable lifetimes have gone. We have attained everything in this material world. The position of Indra, the king of heaven, we have attained uncountable times. Yet we are still not satisfied. We still want. We're still begging and praying for material things. Nobody is praying for Bhagwan. When it happened and someone comes knocking at your door, because then I realize that the happiness I'm looking for I'll find only in Shri Krishna, because Shri Krishna is happiness. Another name for Shri Krishna in the Vedas is Anand, bliss, happiness. To Nazaro se rojas, he will give that divine bliss through his eyes. Nazaro, the glance. Words cannot describe that. No. Anyone can tell how sweet it is. The bliss. It can't be explained in words, etc. Just a few words. We'll sing this beautiful bhajan written by Jagat Guru Tam, Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu. लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है. लाखों महफिल जहां
में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है.
स्वर्ग सम्राट हो या हो चाकर, तेरे दर पे है दर्जा बराबर. स्वर्ग सम्राट हो या
हो चाकर, तेरे दर पे है दर्जा बराबर.
ओ तेरी हस्ती को, तेरी हस्ती को हो जिसने जाना, कोई आलम में आकिल नहीं है.
तेरी हस्ती को हो जिसने जाना, कोई आलम में आकिल नहीं है.
कोई आलम में आकिल नहीं है. वो बताने को, वो बताने के काबिल नहीं है, और छुपाने के काबिल नहीं है.
वो बताने के काबिल नहीं है, और छुपाने के काबिल नहीं है.
दर बदर खा के ठोकर जो थक कर आ गया घर कोई तेरे दर पर.
दर बदर खा के ठोकर जो थक कर आ गया घर कोई तेरे दर पर.
ओ तूने नजरों से,
राधे
तूने नजरों से जो रस पिलाया, वो बताने के काबिल नहीं है.
तूने नजरों से जो रस पिलाया, वो बताने के काबिल नहीं है.
वो बताने के काबिल नहीं है, और छुपाने के काबिल नहीं है.
वो बताने के
महफिल,
राधे
लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है।
लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल से महफिल नहीं है।
न चानंतर बहिर्यस्य न पूर्वम नाहि चापरम, पूर्वापरम बहिश्चान्तर जगतो यो जगच्छयः। यदासीदत्यति न्यूनं तेनान्दपि सन्दधे, तदपि व्याङ्गुलं न्यूनं यद यदा तत् बंधनम। लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है। लाखों
महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल से महफिल नहीं है।
तुम जो कहते हो तुम हो हमारे, जोर मुझसे ही तू नाते सारे।
तुम जो कहते
राधे
हमारे, जोड़ मुझसे ही तू नाते सारे।
ओ जान कर भी जो,
राधे
जान कर भी जो नाता न जोरे, उसके मानिंद साहिल नहीं है।
जान कर भी जो नाता न जोड़े, उसके मानिंद जाहिल नहीं है।
जीते मरते जो तेरी लगन में, जलते रहते विरह की अगन में।
जीते मरते जो तेरी लगन में, जलते रहते विरह की अगन में।
ओ है भरोसा,
राधे
है भरोसा तेरा है मुरारी, तू दयालु है हातिल नहीं है।
है भरोसा तेरा ही मुरारी, तू दयालु है कातिल नहीं है।
प्रेम में है सदा देना देना, सोचना भी नहीं कुछ है लेना।
प्रेम में है सदा देना देना, सोचना भी नहीं कुछ है लेना।
ओ लेने वाला,
राधे
लेने वाला बड़ा भोला भाला, ब्रज के रसिकों में शामिल नहीं है। लेने
वाला बड़ा भोला भाला, ब्रज के रसिकों में शामिल नहीं है।
ब्रज के रसिकों में शामिल नहीं है। ब्रज के रसिकों के शामिल नहीं है।
ब्रज के रसिकों में शामिल नहीं है। ब्रज के रसिकों में शामिल नहीं है।
ओ लाखों महफिल,
राधे
लाखों महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल सी महफिल नहीं है। लाखों
महफिल जहां में यूं तो तेरी महफिल से महफिल नहीं है।
बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। अब जैसे मैंने कहा, एक तो भगवान है, कौन पकड़ सकते भगवान को। दूसरी बात है, मैया बुढ़ापे में थी, तो थोड़ी दूर मैया भागने लगी तो हाँफने लगी, हाँफने लगी। तो कन्हैया को दया आ गई, दया आ गई। और अपने आप को भक्त के वश में कर दिया और मैया ने पकड़ लिया. So Kanhaiya, a little boy is running, and this lady, Maya, when she had Kanhaiya, was pretty age already, advanced. So after a little while, she started to get short breath, breathing hard. Kanhaiya has seen everything. He's all knowing. He's Bhagavan. So Kanhaiya felt compassion for Maya. Number one, compassion. Number two, Bhagavan is controlled by the love of his devotee. God is completely independent, free. No one and nothing controls Bhagavan. Yet, there is one thing that controls him. That is the thing which is called true love, bhakti. Look, let me explain something. A little bit technical and deep knowledge. Just bear with me. I'll try to make it as simple as possible. Everything God has is infinite. Infinite powers. Infinite names, infinite divine pastime, everything infinite. A name for him in Vedas is Anant. Anant means infinite, uncountable. Anantaschatma vishwarupo hyakarta ved. Satyam jnanam anantam brahma ved. Ananta nama rupaya ved. Many places. He's called Anant, meaning infinite. That which has no end. No beginning, no middle, no end. Yet amongst the infinite powers that he has, three are most important. Three. The Chaitanya Charitamrita gives the three. Krishner Ananta Shakti Tate Tin Pradhan. Chitra Shakti, Maya Shakti, Jeev Shakti Nam. Antaranga, Bahiranga, Tatastha, Kahijare, Antaranga, Swarupa Shakti, Shabara Upare. Chaitanya Charitamrita. The three most important powers of Bhagavan are Chit Shakti, Jeev Shakti, and Maya Shakti. Three main powers. Chit Shakti is also called Swarup Shakti or Antaranga Shakti, personal potency of the Lord. Jeev Shakti is also called Tatastha Shakti or marginal power. As even though it's a fraction of Bhagavan, of God, it is also under the control of Maya. And Maya Shakti is called Bahiranga Shakti or external potency. This is also expressed in Vishnu Puran. Vishnu Shakti Para Prokta Kshetagya Kya Tatha Para Avidya Karma Sangyanya Tritiya Shakti Ruchyate. Vishnu Puran. Out of the three main powers, Chit Shakti, Jeev Shakti, Maya Shakti, Chit Shakti or Swarup Shakti is the most important and personal power of Bhagavan, of God. This Swarup Shakti again is divided in three categories as Hladini, Sandhini, Samvit. Hladini, Sandhini, Samvit, Tvaye ka sarva sanshaye. Ladata Pakari Mishra Tvaino Guna Varjite. Vishnu Puran. Look, God is known by three names in the Vedas. Sat, Chit, Anand. So he's also known as Sachid Anand. These are three aspects of Bhagavan. Three aspects. Sat, Chit, Anand. Sat refers to supreme existence. Chit refers to supreme knowledge. And Anand refers to supreme bliss. Infinite bliss. Now, so the Swarup Shakti of God, in the Sat aspect, she is known as Sandhani Shakti. In the Chit aspect, she is known as Samvit Shakti. And in the Anand aspect, she is known as Hladini Shakti. Sat Chit Anandamay Krishner Swarup Atev Swarup Shakti Hoy Tin Roop Anandanshe Hladini Sandhanshe Sandhini Chidanshe Shambh Jare Jnana Karimani. Chaitanya Charitamrita. So three aspects of Swarup Shakti. Hladini, Sandhini, Samvit. The Hladini Shakti is the bliss potency of God. The bliss aspect. It is through this bliss aspect that Supreme Lord sitting in the heart of uncountable souls. Understand something? This world we live in, the Brahman, there's a sun, 9 planets, planet Earth is called a Brahman. They are uncountable or one solar system. There are thousands and thousands of solar systems in the galaxy we live in, which is called the Milky Way. Even scientists are accepting that now. And there are uncountable galaxies in this universe. So there are uncountable solar systems with uncountable planet Earths. So there are uncountable souls. And one Supreme Lord, one Bhagavan Shri Krishna is sitting in the heart of every living being in the uncountable solar system and taking note. And all these are infinite children of Bhagavan. They are all his children. Amitasya vai putraha. The Vedas say every living being is a child of God. And all avara, all bad. Imagine a wife and husband, mother and father, you have 2 children, 3 children, and you have headache, tension, stress. And one person has infinite children and all bad and he has no tension, no stress because of this Hladini Shakti. He's always smiling. Now, another thing, the 3 aspects of Bhagavan, Sat, Chit, Anand, I told you. Sat merges into Chit. So Chit contains existence as well as knowledge. And Sat and Chit merges into Anand. So Anand contains all 3 of existence, knowledge as well as bliss. So the Anand aspect of God is the highest aspect. This is why God is also called Anand. In the same way, the Hladini Shakti, the bliss aspect of Swarup Shakti, is the highest aspect of the Swarup Shakti of God. Furthermore, Hladini Shar Ansh Tar Prema Nam. Chaitanya Charitamrita. The highest aspect of this Hladini Shakti is called Prem, divine love. And the highest aspect of this divine love is called Mahabhav or Radha. Okay, very technical. So let's briefly understand again, very briefly. God has infinite powers, out of which 3 are most important. Chit Shakti, Jeev Shakti, Maya Shakti. Out of these 3, the Chit Shakti or the Swarup Shakti is the most important personal power of God. This Swarup Shakti again is divided into 3 aspects. Hladini, Sandhini, Samvit. Out of which the Hladini Shakti is the highest aspect. And the highest point of this Hladini Shakti is called Prem or love. That's why there was no love in the world. You know, we people say, I love you, I love you. There's nothing called love in the world. What we call love in the world is selfishness. Not I am saying. Shiv Bhagwan is saying to Parvati in the Ramayana. Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Bolo
Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
जाते कछु निज स्वार्थ होई, तापर ममता करे सब कोई। बोलो राम सिया राम, सिया राम जय जय राम। बोलो राम
Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
सुर नर मुनि सब कह रीति, स्वार्थ लागी करहि सब प्रीत। बोलो राम
Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Ram, Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
बोलो राम
Siya Ram, Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
We people in the world, oh, I love you, and then we say, I hate you, I hate you. जाते कछु निज स्वार्थ होई, तापर ममता करई सब कोई। सुर नर मुनि सब कई यह रीति, स्वार्थ लागी करही सब प्रीति। Shankar Bhagwan is saying to Parvati, the basis of all worldly affection is selfishness. When someone does what we want, they say what we want, they agree with us, they do what we want. I love you. My husband is the best husband. My wife, oh, my children, they're angel. Oh. And the day that person doesn't do what you want, they don't fulfill your selfishness, they don't listen. I hate you. That same person you want to give you promised to give the world, the moon, the stars, you will die for them before you got married. Then one day you want to kill them. And we call it love. There's no love, bhaiya. It is selfishness. Swarat lagi karahi sab preeti. Swarat, when selfishness is fulfilled, preeti, love. And not fulfilled, dushman, hate. So there is nothing. Love is a divine thing. God and the saint only can love because they don't have selfishness. They don't need anything. So they alone can love others for others' sake. That thing which is called love, when it's selfless, it makes God, He doesn't give it easily. Bhagwan is ready to give everything. He's saying to Kag Basundi ji in the Ramayana, Doha. काग बुसुंदी मांगु वर, अति प्रसन्न मोहि जान। हो रामा अति प्रसन्न मोहि जान। अनिमादिक सिद्धि अपर निधि, मोक्ष सकल सुख खान। हो रामा मोक्ष सकल सुख खान। सियावर रामचंद्र कर जय शरणम। शंकर हरिओ जय जय सिया राम। जय जय सिया राम। जय
जय सिया राम।
tries to deceive his own devotee because he doesn't want to give bhakti, divine love. He's willing to give everything else. He will test you to see how good you are, who was your guru, if he taught you the right way. He said to Kag Basundiji, his most dearest devotee, Kag Basundi, I am extremely pleased with you, Ati Prasanna, and will give you anything you desire, anything you want. Kag Basundiji says, Maharaj, I don't want anything. I have everything. I have you. And besides, what you're going to give? The Lord said, you want to hear? Anima dik siddhi appar nidhi. I will give you siddhis, powers to perform miracle. Oh, we hear siddhi. We think, great thing, great saint. It's the worst thing. A devotee keeps far away from siddhi. The day you get attracted to siddhi, that's the end of you. You will never know God. Nidhi, treasures. And moksha, the best of attainment, when there is nothing in moksha. One who attains moksha experiences nothing. It is our mind which experiences pain and happiness, sorrow and happiness. But the jnani, the one who wants to attain moksha, he destroys the mind, the one that experiences. And the soul, which is a non-experiencer, merges and becomes one with the Supreme Brahman. There is infinite happiness, but there is no one to experience. So why doesn't Bhagwan want to give bhakti? Does he lose anything? No. God is such an entity, if you minus, subtract infinite, he remains infinite. So why doesn't he want to give it? Kag Basundiji says to the Lord, there is something you have that if you really want to give me that. You're not talking about it. Bhagwan says, what is that thing? Kag Basundiji says, Avirala bhakti vishuddha tava, Shruti purana jehi gav, Jehi khojat yogi shamuni, Prabhu prasad ko pav. Give me that avirala bhakti, vishuddha bhakti, anapayani bhakti, nishkam prem, selfless love. Bhakti, love means there should be no desire for one's own happiness. Then you do in bhakti. Hey Bhagwan, I want a job. Hey Bhagwan, I want this, I want. That's not even bhakti, bhaiya. You're making deals with Bhagwan, but you think Bhagwan is a businessman? If you do this for me, Bhagwan, I will offer so many prasad. Let me pass my test, my exam, and I will offer 10 pounds of Mohan Bhog. Jai Ho. We make deals with Bhagwan. Like Bhagwan is greedy, hungry for prasad. Really? Bhagwan says, I don't need anything. I have everything. I am the one who gives everything. I am hungry for one thing, if you're ready to give it. Prem, divine love, and that we don't give. There's the only thing Bhagwan wants. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. What does he say in Gita? Chapter 9, verse 26. Give me a leaf, any kind of leaf. A flower, a fruit, phal. And you don't have that, give me a few drops of water. But, yo me bhaktya prayachati, give it with love, not hey like this. Give it with love. Prem se do, then I will eat. It's a beautiful bhajan. Very beautiful bhajan. सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई, the highest thing. And what Bhagwan wants, love, but selfless love. सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई, सबसे
ऊंची प्रेम
He refused to eat Chappan Bhog, 56 type of the best thing given by Duryodhan. And he went to the home of Vidur. He ate the chilka, the banana peel of Vidurani, and the ordinary fare, sag, cooked leaf of Vidur. Huh? Simple. Because Vidur gave it with love. That's what he wants. दुर्योधन के मेवा त्यागी, दुर्योधन के मेवा त्यागी, साग विदुर घर खाई, सबसे ऊंची
प्रेम सगाई, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई।
झूठा फल. Nobody eats first and gives to Bhagwan. We don't do that. We don't even taste it. And what is Shabari doing? She's tasting the plums, bed, and the one she finds sweet, she gives to the Lord. And he eats it with great relish and says to Lakshman, we got so many wonderful things in Janakpur. Nothing could compare to the sweetness of these plums tasted by Shabari, because her love, her love. झूठे फल शबरी के खाए, झूठे फल शबरी के खाए, बहुविधि प्रेम गाए, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम
सगाई, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई।
Because of love, Arjun loved the Lord so much. When Bhagwan gave the choice, Arjun, on one side, my entire army with weapon, all the horses, elephant, everything. And on one side, me alone, without any weapon. Arjun said, I want you. He became the charioteer. As a charioteer, you have to do so many dirty work. Clean the horses, brush them, clean their pen. All because of Arjun's love. प्रेम के बस अर्जुन रथ हाक्यो, प्रेम के बस अर्जुन रथ हाक्यो, भूल गए ठकुराई, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई, सबसे
ऊंची प्रेम सगाई,
से ऊंची
प्रेम सगाई।
हाँ, in Vrindavan क्या हाल हो गया? The Lord who has no hunger or thirst, the gopis are making him dance for what? For chach. After you take out the makhan from the dahi, what remains is called buttermilk, chach. And he's dancing for that to the tune of the gopis. ऐसी प्रेम बढ़ी वृंदावन, ऐसी
प्रेम भरे वृंदावन,
ओ ऐसी प्रीति बढ़ी वृंदावन, ऐसी प्रीति बढ़ी
वृंदावन,
गोपिन नाच नचाई, सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई, सबसे
ऊंची प्रेम सगाई।
Surdas Ji Maharaj, the saint Surdas is saying, Hey Shri Krishna, I'm not worthy of any of these great saints of yours, the gopis, Vidurani, Vidur, any of Arjun. I'm not worthy of that. What am I going to say? What do I have to offer you, my Lord? Become childlike. Whatever you have, He will take it. If you give it with a pure heart, a pure mind, without any deceit and fraud. सूरदास इस लायक नाही, सूरदास
इस लायक नाही,
ओ सूरदास इस लायक नाही सूरदास
इस लायक नाही
कहे लगे करे बढ़ाई सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई सबसे ऊंची प्रेम सगाई सबसे
ऊंची प्रेम सगाई
बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय. He is controlled by love. He becomes a slave. That's why he doesn't give it so easily. He says in the Srimad Bhagavat Mahapuran, he says to Durvasa Muni, Aham bhakta paradhino yaswatantra ivadvij sadhu bhirgrasta hridayo bhaktair bhakta janapriya. 9th canto, 4th chapter, 63rd verse. Durvasa Muni was being chased by the Sudarshan Chakra. He tried to harm a devotee of Bhagwan, Ambarish. And Bhagwan got so angry. When you try to harm a devotee of Bhagwan, oh, he will never forgive. He sent a Sudarshan Chakra. Durvasa is a Rishi Muni. Bhagwan doesn't care. Don't harm my devotee. Nothing pleases Bhagwan as those who love him, who surrender to him. Not even Brahma, Vishnu, Shiv, not even Mahalakshmi. Those who surrender to him, who love him. Durvasa came and fell at the feet begging, please save me, save me. The Sudarshan Chakra has both burnt him. He's roasted. He ran everywhere. No one will give protection. Brahma, Shiv, no one. Shivji advised him, go and surrender to the Lord. If anybody can save you, he can. Bhagwan said, I cannot. Durvasa said, why? You are supremely independent, free. Parama swatantana sirbal ko. That you are supremely independent, free, no one and nothing controls you. Bhagwan says, yes, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's the law, but there's a subsection. There is something that controls the Lord. He says, when it comes to those who love me selflessly, who have given everything up for me, that I am everything for them, I am no longer independent. Aham bhakta paradhinaha. I am under the control of that bhakt, that devotee. They tie me up with the rope of their love and makes me dance as a monkey dances to the tune of the monkey trainer. I am no longer free. They have eaten my heart. Durvasa grasta hridayo. I can't do anything for you. If Ambarish forgives you, it's fine. That's all right. And we heard the Katha, Ambarish Katha, he forgave. Devotee, the one who you committed that crime against, Bhagwan will never forgive. So Bhagwan, he becomes a slave to that devotee. When somebody says, I want mukti, I want bhukti, I want something in the world, Bhagwan says, jao, jao, take it, go, run away. He's very happy. And someone says, I want bhakti, like Kagba Sundaji. Bhagwan says, what? The guru taught him well. Who's your guru? If he's a nonsense fella, he'll teach you wrong thing. Beg for the world. He himself is begging for the world, doesn't know anything. Blind leading the blind. Andhe naivaniyamana yathandha. He also is looking for happiness in the world. He has not yet made the decision that the happiness I'm looking for I'll find only in Shri Krishna, because Shri Krishna is happiness. When he himself is blind, those who are following him, what's going to happen to them? We have to have a guru. Guru is most important, compulsory. But as Shri Krishna tells us in Gita, Jnaninaha Tattvadarshinaha, chapter 4, verse 34. He has to be qualified. Jnaninaha. He has knowledge of all the scriptures, complete knowledge. Plus, even more important, he is Tattvadarshinaha. He has attained a divine vision, divine bliss, divine love of God. He has seen Krishna. Then he is qualified, otherwise, no. Shri Krishna is saying in Gita chapter 4, verse 34. Anyhow, so Bhagwan allowed himself, Maya caught hold. Now, Maya is thinking, let me tie him up. One time at least, no food for him. So she starts tying him to the mortar. Ukhal mein bandhne lage. And every time she would tie, it remained 2 fingers short, the string. All the gopis are bringing all the string, all the rope in Vrindavan is finished. And Maya cannot tie him. Who can tie Bhagwan? Huh? Bhagwan says, yes, I can be tied, but you completely surrender. When Maya gave up, okay, I can't do it. She's not trying. Complete surrender. Bhagwan allowed himself to be tied. Maya tied him. There's so much. Time is not allowing. So much that we can learn from this katha. The importance of bhakti, love in God and selflessly. Not, bhakti doesn't mean asking for the world. I want a motor car, I want a good job, I want to get a good husband, a good wife. This is not bhakti, bhaiya. You get the world from the world according to your action. Avashyameva bhoktavyam kritam karma shubha shubham Mahabharat. You will have to bear the fruits of your good action as well as bad action. According to your karma, your action, you will get the world. We have to pray for bhakti, to love the Lord selflessly. It's the highest aim. And that God is controlled so much. An old lady, she's able to catch the yogis, rishis, munis cannot catch hold of him. And she's able to hold him and tie him up. He who is given mukti, the devatas, Narad Muni is saying, who is great as Yashoda Maiya? Yashodaya samakapi devata nasti bhutale. There was no one as great as Yashoda Maiya in the entire universe. Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, devatas, forget it. No one is as great. Why? Ulu khale yaya badho. Ulu khale yaya badho. Mukti do mukti michhati. Because Yashoda Maya has tied him to the mortar. Ukhal. And he who gives mukti, liberation, mukti means freedom from Maya. He's begging for his own freedom. He's begging the gopis, please free me, free me. Imagine. Huh? He who gives freedom from Maya, he's begging for his own freedom. Who can think about the greatness of Yashoda Maiya? Vedavyas is saying the same thing. Na Brahma, na Shiv, na Vishnu, na Mahalakshmi. Yashoda Maiya ke sthan ko ja sakte hai. Can attain this, the position of Yashoda Maiya. That he who is the bestower of mukti, liberation, she has tied him to the mortar. This is the greatness of bhakti, the path of bhakti. But you have to understand what bhakti is. We have to understand what bhakti really means. We don't know, we don't understand. That's why we don't know the supremacy of bhakti. Bhagwan says, you can be the greatest yogi, the greatest rishi, the greatest jnani. He's not controlled. He doesn't care so much as those who love him selflessly, who have given up everything for him, who has made him They're everything. Who's taken complete shelter in him. He becomes everything for such a soul. Just completely surrender. He says in Gita, this last teaching he gave to Arjun, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. Chapter 18, verse 66. Give up all dharma, all obligation, all duties, and take shelter in me alone, in the Supreme Lord alone. What are what duties? I have so much duties. So much rin we have. Pitt rin, ni rin. We owe debts to the ancestors, to the devatas. So many debts we owe to Bhagavan. If you don't fulfill your debt, you're a papi sinner, you will go to hell. Bhagavan says, don't worry. If you don't surrender to Bhagavan and you do not perform your duty, you will go to hell, you're a papi sinner. But when you take shelter in Bhagavan, you surrender to him, he says, I will do everything for you. I will take care of all your rin, all the debts you have. We can't even do it. Not in Kali Yuga. It's the age we live in. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishami ma suchaha. We read Gita, some people know the whole Gita by heart, but what is in Gita, do you understand? It's a different thing. Reading book doesn't mean you know what's in there. We have to go to the true saint, the true guru. Sri Krishna says, he will give you knowledge. Tadvir pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. Chapter 4, verse 34, Gita. If you're so fortunate, Sri Krishna is saying, you're so fortunate to meet such of entities, the real guru, the true guru. Who is that? Jnaninaha plus tattva darshinaha. I told you these two qualities qualifies him. Jnaninaha, he has knowledge of all the scriptures, all the Vedas, all the Puranas, every scripture, complete knowledge. Plus he is able to make us understand. Jnaninaha. But even more important, tattva darshinaha. He has seen God, attained God, a divine vision, divine bliss. If you happen to meet such a person, what to do? Tadvir pranipatena. First thing, completely surrender to him. Surrender the mind, the intellect. Tadvir pranipatena. Number one. Number two, pariprashnena. Ask him question. Not to see how much he knows, to show how much you know. But because you have a doubt, you don't understand. Acquire true knowledge from him. And number three, sevaya. Serve him, do his seva. Tan man dhan. Serve him, do his seva. He will give you all the knowledge. He will give you Shri Krishna. Guru gives knowledge. Guru binu hoi ki gyan. Binu satsanga viveka na hoi. Only when we associate with a true saint, satsang, we'll acquire true knowledge. But how are we going to get that association? Rama kripa binu sulabhan soi. We have to become deserving. Bhagwan will shower his grace. Then we will meet the true guru, the true saint. Anyhow, there's much more. But I think this is enough. We understand a little bit, not much. There's so much about bhakti, the greatness of bhakti, and why we should practice bhakti. The little katha, Bhagwan, the Supreme Lord, He's so controlled by this thing called bhakti. And His devotee never falls. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Chapter 9, verse 31, Gita. The Lord says, those who love me, name bhaktaha, name jnani, He didn't say the jnani, name yogi, the yogi, name karmi, the one who's doing rites and rituals, name tapasvi, the one who's doing tapasya. No. He says, name bhaktaha, those who love me, surrender to me, they can never fall. He came with a challenge to Arjun. Kaunteya pratijanihi. Name bhaktaha, my bhakt, those who love me, they can never fall, because the Lord takes full responsibility of those who love him. He gives full protection. There's much more. I just keep going on. I think I should end here tonight. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki jai. Radha Rani ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Mahapuran ki jai.